Good morning, YouTube. So I'm here at my house. I just finished replacing my garbage disposal, and now I'm running into a problem here where my dishwasher's not draining. So I figured I'd go ahead and take this time to make this video for y'all and show y'all how to do it. So essentially inside here there's going to be a drain, and the drain's going to have a screen that more or less screens all your stuff before it sends it to the pump, and the pump actually sends it over here to a corrugated hose right here that goes into the garbage disposal. Some of y'all might actually have it going into a T that Y's into just the drain. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come over here to the spinny thing, and this nut is actually reverse thread, so I used a pair of pliers, and you just sit here and you take this thing off. Okay, got this off. Set that off to the side. So I went ahead and removed the top rack. If you come, you have your rollers and your guides right here. These little plastic clips are actually slid down in there. And what you have to do, you have to depress this little keeper here, and that actually holds right behind that. So you'll take a flathead screwdriver, press on it, and pull up, and then remove the top drawer for the next process. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna remove this screw here and this screw here, and see what we find, and pull this out. Okay, I got the top screw removed and the back screw removed. We're gonna go ahead and take this. I think it's still attached somewhere down in here. Maybe have to disconnect this clip here and then pull it out. So yeah, the clip at the bottom, you just had to pry it up and pull back, and this whole apparatus comes out. We're gonna set that on the ground. I need to go ahead and scoop this water out. So we come back in here. I've got the majority of the water drained. If you see, you have some Torx screws here. I believe those are T15s. We're gonna go ahead and remove those, and we'll be able to remove this screen and this whole apparatus. Okay, so I went ahead, it is a T20 Torx bit, and I went ahead and removed the three that you see. But if you see the locking channels of the gray piece here and the white, you actually have to rotate this, lift this up, pop that off, and then there's another one hiding behind it. So you're gonna need to do that also. Now that we have all four screws taken out, we have the bottom retainer taken out. We'll set the screws up here, and we'll go ahead and remove the screen. This has a gasket on it right here. We're gonna need to keep this all together. Set that right there. Now we're gonna go ahead and try and get this screen up. Okay, so now we've got the plug removed, the screws removed. We're gonna go in here and grab this piece with a pair of pliers, and we're just gonna lift straight up. And now we have removed this. So this is your screen. And this stops all of your food trash from going down into your pump. Some will get through down here. We flip it over and see what we find. Don't really find anything that sticks out like a sore thumb. So we're gonna go down in there and see what we find. So what I'm doing to remove the water, I'm just taking a towel, regular old hand towel, and I've been squeezing it and squeezing it into a bucket and sticking it back in here. You don't want to soak up all that water so you can see what you're doing. Coming back to your screen, now this is actually two pieces. All you have to do is take a flathead screwdriver and pry around it and pop it off. And what you might actually find is that you have a tag or a sticker or something like that off a cup or a plate that is actually sucked to some part of this, impeding the water flow, or you could have just a massive amount of buildup or hair, pet hair, or whatever the case may be. So you always want to inspect this first before you go down into the pump. And we've got all the water cleaned out, so now we're going to continue on. So as we go down in here, we go to look and we see the intake right there, and look what we found. This is probably what you're going to find too. I found a piece of plastic, and wouldn't you know it, it's one of those lint guards that go on the bottom of a chair so it wouldn't scratch the floor. So we have both of those. Let's see if there's anything else down in here. I don't feel anything. Maybe a little something. Oh, yep, another piece of plastic. Okay, so now that I cleaned the intake, I went ahead and took off the grill here to the pump, and I did not have a Torx. All I had was a flathead screwdriver that was a real small one. So you might have to do that if you don't have a T15. So we got to save this screw. This is the intake of the pump. I'll bring it over here. I'll flip it upside down. Looks like there was a bottom of a toothpick maybe. Some more plastic. I'm gonna go inspect the impeller. Come down here, we're finding more plastic. Not sure why it wasn't spinning, but I can spin it freely by my hand. I'm still finding more trash. Okay, so I found my problem. If you look, I have two of those lint things that go on the bottom of a chair. I found a screw in there, and I also found a piece of plastic from a toaster strudel. So you can only imagine who probably put that in the dishwasher. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to find that the obstruction is going to be on the outside of the screen or right at the intake, and that's exactly what we found here. So there's no need for me to actually take the pump out or the impeller apart. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here and assemble this all back. I'm going to clean the screen, and we're going to give it a test run and make sure it runs. So I did a quick test. I went ahead and I closed this. I pressed the drain button. I can hear the impeller running, and as soon as I open it up, I can see water bubbling up out of that port right there. So I believe the impeller is free of the obstruction now, and we can go ahead and assemble it back together. Okay, to give it a quick test before I put it all back together, you see there's water in there. I poured water in there. We're going to go ahead, we're going to hit the drain. We're going to come down here and we're going to look. I've got water flowing through there. And I can hear, you can actually see water flowing in there. So now we have fixed the drain problem on the dishwasher. Hopefully this video helped you. Just a quick insight of here of what I found. I found a toaster strudel packet. I found 2 felt tabs that go underneath your chair. I found a screw. I found a toothpick and more plastic. So there's no telling what you're going to find in your dishwasher, but if you do have that problem, hopefully this helped you out. If you have any more questions, just feel free to comment. I'll try to answer you. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up if it helped you. And if not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank y'all for watching.